Hi, friends. It's Angela, Wild Violets Art. Thank you for your patience this morning. For whatever reason, I couldn't receive the email link that I needed to connect my phone to my live video. So, can't really do a live unless you can see this. So, that's what I had to wait for. Looked at everything. I use Squarespace for my blog. So, Squarespace is the Gmail that I use, and it just was giving me a really hard time. So thanks for your patience. All right, today I am working with the Beautiful Blues kit. This kit has got some gorgeous cards, but because I don't have any scrapbook kits right now that I want to use, um, and there's not any more kits available, I'm going back to using my card kits because there are some stunning papers and ephemera that I just absolutely love, and it makes for really beautiful cards, but it also makes for really beautiful scrapbooks. So I'm going to show you the scrapbook that I'm working on, but first I want to just show you some of the items that are in it. So this is the stamp set that comes in the kit. So it's got sending love, wishing you comfort, you're in my thoughts. And I think it's just a great kit for those that just need encouragement. And then it comes with tear and tape, obviously a block, and a Night of Navy stamp ink spot, these beautiful envelopes. So, and it makes 9 cards. I have used one of the envelopes for my scrapbook page, but most of them are still here. And these would make some really great fun little pouches. And then this is one of the cards. This is another one. And then this is another card base. And this card base gets this piece put over it. But I'm actually going to be using most of these cards and what's in it for my scrapbook. And so I may put these like a set of cards together on Monday, but most of it I'm going to be using for my scrapbook page. So there's some beautiful ephemera that comes with it. We've got the little labels. They've got these pretty little gems. And then, like I said, this ephemera is so gorgeous. This laser cut rose floral is really, really pretty. And then here's a piece of the ephemera that's not been pulled out. So you can see they've just got these really beautiful little florals. And then these are what the labels will sit on the front of the card. So, okay, so let me put this stuff away so that we can work on the kit. Okay, so this is the scrapbook page that I created last night. And as you can see, it's using the beautiful kit, but I'm also using Night of Navy and I can't remember the color. Oh my goodness. Misty Moonlight cardstock. So I'm using the two-tone cardstock, and I'll show you how I layered this. But the two-tone cardstock has 2 colors to it. So you can see this is Night of Navy, and that's the other color of the other side of the Night of Navy. So it just ends up being really, really beautiful. My husband and I, this was our 2nd wedding anniversary, and so we went up to Napa Valley and went to some of the wineries, and this is one of the pictures that we took. But as you can see, I am using different sentiments from the stamps. So I used the word love. So I took the word love and stamped it here. And then I used the word my. So let me just show it to you. My. And I put my love here. Isn't that pretty? And Night of Navy. And then this sentiment is from the stamp set that says Right Words. And instead of to someone worth celebrating, I just said celebrating every single day, because I feel like with my husband, and he's got a bad heart, each day is a gift. And so the scripture that I chose for today was, "This is the day the Lord made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." We've had such a hard time this last year, but, I feel like we've come out of it. We just had, the 1 year anniversary of Christina's passing, and we survived that. Luckily, we were able to surround ourselves with our family, and it's been a little bit of struggle because even though we knew, and we were, I've been in my grief share, and I know this, but for some reason we kept expecting or wanting some things to be the same, and which was getting together with all of our family, and they don't want to do that anymore. So there's some hard feelings, I think, probably because our son-in-law is getting remarried, and so there's some hard feelings in regards to that. So we're working through that issue. So anyway, so I'm grateful to the Lord. He continues to build Alan's and my relationship together, and his son called him on Christina's passing, so that was super important. So it's been really meaningful. So I still need a title for this, and I'm probably going to put anniversary trip or something like that, because there were so many different places that we went to. This is Napa Valley. Okay, and so let me show you the other portion of this page. And so this is pretty much what it's going to look like when I've cut it down. So what I'm using is, I'm using basic white 12 by 12, and then I've got this Night of Navy two-tone cardstock, and you can see the colors are so different depending on the side. And then the same thing with this Misty Moonlight. So it's just such a pretty combination having these two colors and this card base. So this is one card base here, and you can see that I stamped some of the stamp leaf along this edge, and then this is part of the envelope flap. So what I did is I just fussy cut out some of these and then added them to the corner, so it just kind of gave it a balanced look. But this is just such beautiful paper. I wanted to make sure that I emphasize that. So this, I cut the card base in half. And so just let me show you the card real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is what the card base looks like. Easily it can be cut in half and made into two beautiful cards. But instead, I'm just using it as two really beautiful focal points, because I just feel like it's such beautiful paper. So this is kind of what it's supposed to look like. So let me just pull this by. This was at Timber Bay, which is up in Napa Valley. Just such a gorgeous, gorgeous location. And of course, Ellen and I both love horses. Okay, so I'm using all of this piece. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out and leave a 1.5 inch in the middle. So I'm going up to 10.5 from 1.5, and I'm just going to keep doing that on all four sides, because it just doesn't make sense to waste that middle, that it's just going to be layered. So I just am using it. I'm just cutting at 1.5 inches from the edge. And looks like I missed a tiny corner. It's really close. Okay, so I can use this for something else. So this will be the base of the layout. And then I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch from two sides of the basic white. Okay, and then this will be the next layer. And then I'm going to take a full inch off of this. And like I said, this is the Misty Moonlight, which is this color, and this is just a lighter shade. And so I'm taking 1 inch off of two sides, and then it'll be an 11-inch piece. So this is an 11 1/4, and this is 12. So it just gives a nice layered look, and just kind of frames my scrapbook page. So, all right, so now I'm going to adhere this. And so I've got a new toy. I saw somebody using this. It's My Sweet Petunia. And what I did is I got a empty bottle with it. And so I spent a couple of hours putting my my Tombow glue, these glue bottles, into it. And I'm still not sure that I made a good choice, but for really big stuff like this, I really don't want this to go under my other cardstock. I'm using this for my glue, and I think I wasted a lot. So it really, I don't know that it's worth it, just because it's really hard to get the glue. As you know, when you're getting down to the end of your glue, I'm just wasting this middle. This is basic white, and it's just a tiny little bit, and I don't usually use basic white for my card bases, or for my scrapbooking. I usually use the white willow. So anyway, just so you know. Okay, and then, so it just took a long time. Like I said, I wasted a lot of glue, and then also the tip is a little pointed. Well, it's a little sharp, I guess I should say. It's not really pointed. It's sharp. And so what ends up happening is I will find myself trying to run along an edge, and all of a sudden that sharp edge will catch, and it'll take me kind of spinning. So anyway, all right. So I want some splatters, but I also want kind of where these are going to be sitting. Then I've got my pictures that are going to overlap here in the middle. And so I want some leaves here, and I want some leaves here. So let me just pull this away, get my Night of Navy stamp pad. And then this is one of the stamps that come with the kit. So just kind of want to get my eye on the place again that I want this to be. And then I'm just going to keep stamping, because what it does is it just gives it it just kind of keeps giving like a little bit of a shadow. And so I like that. Okay, so going back to where everything is going to be, and I want some leaves down here. If you blow on it, it tends to continue. Okay, so that's all I need for that. And then I need to clean this off. So let me find my chamois, because the navy blue really stains the stamps. So it looks like it's still dirty, but it's not. Okay. Now I want to splatter. So keep my stuff protected. Turning it over because the splatter tends to go everywhere. Now, I've shown you before, I typically use my blends, but I don't flick it on the cap because I don't like ruining my tips. So I'll just find something hard for it to bounce against, and then I get a nice splatter. And it probably uses up some of my ink that, you know, would otherwise be for coloring, but I like the splatter. Okay, so that's that. Now we can get back to adding my photos and my card pieces. So this one here, and then these two photos in the middle. And then I can see, I think that's good enough. I don't think I need any more than that. And I don't need something here like I did on this one, because I had kind of wanted this piece over to the side so that my photo was pretty much in the middle. So I don't really need this. So I don't need to cut out another one. But I do have some ephemera that's from the kit. And this is just for the date. And I'm just going to kind of figure out where I want that. And then this is just a little tag that I used. So there was one here that said, hoping the loss you feel right now will be eased by wonderful memories. Well, I stamped the wonderful memories at the top, and then I put where we were, Timber Bay, fine horses, great wine. It was a comment my husband made on his Facebook post. So I'm just copying that. And then I have these extra labels that I will put in so that we can like put down Napa Valley or something. I think I want this one to be next to him because that was his comment. So, and then I can put down Napa Valley and stuff like that. Okay, so this is pretty much what I'm going to be doing. So let me just adhere these, and we'll have this scrapbook page layout done. The only thing that's missing is I wanted to get some of the new flowers that are coming out in the September mini catalog. And I know it's not fair for me to be using something that you're not going to get to use yourself just yet, but they're so pretty. There's not many balloon embellishments. It's these that I wanted to use. So they are the Hues of Blues flowers, which will be available, and they came with the Garden of Peaceful Garden Sweet collection. And I just love the little florals. I mean, they're little flowers. Let me just show you. They've got a little bit of sparkle to them. Maybe not. Maybe they're shiny though. And so you can see that they come in white, and this is Cloud Cover, this is Misty Moonlight, and this I think is Secret Sea. So I'm going to use the white ones because I think that they'll show up really nicely, and I'll do that last. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that instead of using the gems that they come with the kit, you can see that this is much more of a, I don't know, it's like balmy blue. I'm not really sure. It's it's more of a like a French blue. So not really fond of this color going on this. So I'm using something different. Okay, back to putting my card bases down. And then I did use a piece of the Country Woods DSP, and that is still available. That was part of the Country Woods Sweet Collection. I think it was called Country Woods. So just overlapping these a little here in the middle. So the thing that makes me happy about Facebook is that it allows me to see old memories, and I can save the photos because it's harder for me to find them on my phone. My phone has thousands of photos on it, and I just suck up the memory like nobody's business. Okay, so let's put this about right here. And then this one about here. Don't want to cover too much of the horse, but just a little overlap on this card. Like this one is just a little bit of overlap. So, okay. And then I can pop this one up like I did on the other layout. And then this one I'm going to put down here with my husband. And then I can journal on this. So just so you know, when I have a blank piece of paper, and these are one of the labels that I cut out. I had some extras, so just so you can see there's something pretty about it. I have this, it's called Alex Milnick or whatever, but I use this portion down here because I can line it up and it lets me just journal. So for like my scripture over here, I use this to help me make sure that I got it right. Just cut it, and then I'm using one of my journaling pens. I find that these markers are too thick, so I liked the old markers. So let me just finish this up, and Okay, so that's that. That's finished. So let me get that adhered, and I'm just going to use tear and tape. It doesn't need to be popped up. And then I can add the embellishments. So, okay. So now for the embellishments, I'm going to be using these little hues of blues, and I'm going to be using the white. And I just feel like they'll pop a little bit better. Sounds like my husband's doing his mowing, so sorry if you hear that. And beautiful. Super happy. What do you think? Okay, so there's going to be more that I'm going to do, and I'll get those done and show them to you. But this is from that Country Wood suite, and this was the Country Eyelet DSP. And so this is one of the other cards. So I'm using, again, some of the Country Wood DSP. So it's about card size. I'm using some of the scrap Night of Navy middle from the other card. And I can easily add more to just kind of create a base for this one. Just, it's so pretty because there's just so many colors of blue, and it's not too busy. It's kind of subtle. And then you just get to emphasize. So this was, we were still in Napa Valley, but we were up in Angwin, which is where I went to college. And then we went down as we were going south. We went through Creston to see my friends in the Paso Robles area. And so we went to their little boutique winery. And that's what this one is about. And in Angwin, there was a A&W root beer that so yummy. Oh my goodness. And such good memories because I would go there with my friends and it was so tasty, just a yummy treat. So A&W is one of my favorite places to go. So this will be another layout that I do. I don't have it done yet, and I don't want to make you have to watch it. So do look at the hues or the beautiful blues kit. I think that sometimes when we don't see what we want for scrapbook kits, you can always work with these gorgeous card kits and make them into layouts. And I pretty much plan to use let me just show you this one with for another layout. So I'll put it on white because I just think it pops so nicely, and it may end up being like a white cardstock with this. And then again, a little bit of this Country Islets or Country Woods DSP, because I think the colors are just so soothing and they're all pretty much the same. The one card I didn't like too much, and funny thing is it's actually what matches the blue is this, because we don't have this color in our combination of any of our stamps anymore. I mean, maybe it's Azure Afternoon, I don't know, but I just didn't feel like it went with the rest of the colors. It's a beautiful blue, and this is how it goes here. And so I think it's a gorgeous card, but I like it on the white better. I think it's definitely, there's more pop for this gorgeous ephemera laser cut. So Anyway, I can use this for something else, but the beautiful blues is just so pretty, and I hope you take advantage of it. If you're watching later on YouTube, please feel free to like and share with a friend. And if you can give a little love to my Facebook as well, I'd appreciate it. So thanks so much for joining me. It's Angela with Wild Violets Art. Be sure to subscribe to my blog. I'll have all the measurements for this other layout that I did. I'll have those measurements on there as well, and pictures of this layout once it's done. So thanks and have a great weekend.